Back here with another video. We're finally back after what seems forever. I know you probably see these videos all over YouTube, how to get better, how you can do all these builds. I'm just going to show you all what I do. I'm going to show you all some optimal keybinds, some stuff that won't overload your fingers. Also, for you controller players that are out there, there is some stuff for like building techniques. I'm not the best in the world, but there is some stuff that a lot of people out there that don't use. Actually, you can beat 90s. There's some stuff I did make up. I know some other people do use them. I did not know about that until I actually started using it and watching videos of other people doing it after I started. If you all don't mind, drop a like, drop a comment down below. Thank you all. Let's hop right into it. Alright guys, so here's a few little things. I can go over my keybinds at the beginning here for you all. So what I do is I use, here we go. Okay, so my sprint, I use G. For my pickup is F. It's just I have a little bit longer fingers, so it's a little bit easier for me. And I also use scroll wheel up, which is scroll wheel pickup. It makes it way quicker for people to open chests. Well, yeah, to open chests. And also, what it makes it easy for you to do is if somebody opens a chest, you can just keep scroll wheeling and looking at that item, and it makes it so much easier. A lot of people use it. Some people don't know about it. For my pickaxe, I use B. I use my thumb for that, which is easy to rotate between jump and B. My weapon slots are regular. Over here, I use for my wall is Q. So what I do is I put my middle finger on the W, and also I can use like my ring finger for Q, and my middle finger for W. And then my pointer finger I can use for E and F and stuff like that. Also, here is my floor is going to be C, and then V for stairs. I will show you the reason I do it like this, and it makes it so easy. And then my roof I use for my front mouse button, and then for trap is T, which we don't really use that anymore. These are about the same. Building edit, it's going to be E. So I trained a little differently. I move most of these people that use these 9 times out of 10 are the same. Mine's a little different. So I've trained like this. I've gotten pretty good at it like this. You don't have to copy it down to what I have. I run 800 DPI. So what that is what you want to do for your perfect sensitivity depends on what your mouse pad's gonna be. So I'll bring the top of my mouse up here to the beginning of my mouse pad, and I would drag it all the way down to where my keyboard is. And it needs to be a turn and a half, which mine goes a little bit more. I have a little bit more. It's a turn and a half. So what that means is I can sit here and I can start from top, and then I can do one complete turn and a half. That's actually a half right there is where my stops. So that's what I have on my sensitivity. Hop right into some building techniques that I use now that people are using older ones, that this is beating people in start off. So when I do start off, this is the typical start off that I use. What I normally do is, we'll start it up this way. So like, okay. So what I do is I start off with a 90 and I go 2 90s. And most people think, oh, infinite 90s, whatever. But what I do is I go ramp, and then you're going to put a floor and a ramp, a floor and a ramp. So something like this. And actually, if you go down here, there's your 90s, and then look how much higher that gets you. Do some high ground retakes. Also, this is a really good one. A lot of people don't use this, but back in the day when I was first learning how to do some of these, this is another one I kind of made up as I went along. I don't know if anybody that does do them, but basically what it was is I would get in some predicaments like this right here, and if I would go for like something like the classic, like this right here, if I went like, this is me building it slow, but like if I was doing that, I would always get sprayed, and that teammate would, or not the teammate, like the enemy would be back here spraying at me, and I'd be like, I wouldn't really know what to do. So what I actually would do is I would sit in creative and try to figure something that I could actually figure out that was relatively super easy to learn. And I was practicing a lot of combs, and I figured out what you can do is if you start up here, well, that was a bad example, but what you can do is when you do this, say you're stuck in something like this and you can't get up, what you can do is place a cone and a floor, and you go edit both, and you can still look down, and if you look right here, it places that cone above you and that. And if they're running up behind you, you can place that, but honestly they more than likely don't. But I would go for like a double, so it's like this right here. You don't have to do it this many times because they're going to catch on, but this is how you can practice them. I don't use this a lot, but back in the day I did use it a lot more than I do now. There's just a lot more advanced ways you can do it, but if you're just learning how to do some high ground retakes, this is a really good one. I know a lot of people nowadays know how to build, but I don't see a lot of people who use this when they first start out. Okay, maybe you all came in this video to learn a few tips and tricks about, say you're playing some ranked matches, some late in games, and you want to learn how to rotate a little bit better. There's a couple ways, so we're going to start off with the easiest one. A lot of people have showed this. This is just one of the ones I found out on YouTube about, and all you have to do is you just look in this little sweet spot right here in the middle. There's like a little spot when you edit, it's right there. That's where you do to put your ramp, and you can put your floor right there. So you put your floor, look down for your ramp wall, and it's just like this right here. And don't forget to block off. Don't make it so easy for them to come through. And then you can honestly switch it up a little bit, just like that. And that's how you do that. Alright, so now we're going to move on to a few different ones for rotating. That was just one of them. I like to also use, there's two different ways you can do this. This is the, like if you're on low on mats, you can do it just like this right here, and you're just going to rotate. And it's using less mats because you're not using that fourth wall there. And that's how you would do it. Alright, so this is a way you can rotate up the hill. I showed you all how to rotate through a zone, but this is a way to rotate up. Say you're going below a mountain and you need to get up. And a lot of people would just 90 and get shot, but a really good way to do this, it takes a little bit of practice. This is more for experienced, a little bit more than beginner friendly on this tip. So what you're going to do is you're going to start out just like this, and we'll start it off with brick. And what you're going to do is place this ramp here, look up, place a wall, so it's just like this. And that's how you do it. And don't forget, again, to block this off. You can block it off with a floor and a wall just like that, so nobody comes behind you if you stop and you're looking. Alright, so my next tip is to play with people that are definitely better than you, and not so much better than you that they're just carrying you, but about your skill level, but a little bit more to push you on. In 1v1s, I would definitely recommend people to be definitely better than you, because you just want to get better at the game. And that's one way I got way better at the game, is just to practice with people that are just definitely way better than I am. So when I run across players like they are, I can identify them and know how to play their play style. And the more you play, you will kind of find out what kind of player you're dealing with. You have all kinds of different play styles, and the more you play, the better you will get at identifying what kind of play style they are and how to fight them properly. Next tip, going back to keybinds, is not to keep your default X or ZXCV. It's just not optimal. You'd be overloading your fingers, and you kind of have to bring your thumb back if you use your thumb to build. You want to kind of use, like, I run 2 keybinds for one finger, and then the rest are individuals. So it makes it way easier not to overload my finger, and it potentially cramping up or just getting tired and you're not playing as good. So I definitely recommend trying to find some optimal. The Q for me is very optimal for using that wall. It's not overloading that finger at all. And then I have my mouse button for my cones. So it makes it super optimal. I think I have some pretty optimal keybinds now. I used to use some keybinds that weren't so optimal and found out really quickly after I started playing hours on end and my fingers started cramping up and my playstyle just would really go downhill after just a few hours of playing. Alright, another trick I do advise to, like, if you're wanting to take it to the next level, is to look up Forever Zone Wars. Just look up Forever and it should pull it up. It's these two right here. There's duo and there's solo. They also have an OG Ranked Wars. These, when you die, you will come straight back, and you just honestly try to play this like it's a tournament and try not to die. I think it's after 20 kills you drop a nuke and then you can go back in. Some really good aim courses that are really good to practice are just some 1v1s. Just put in 1v1 and it should pop up some like 1v1 aim duels. Those are really good to practice. But besides that, for my tips and tricks, I think that's going to be it for today. I appreciate you all. Make sure y'all drop a sub, drop a like, and subscribe down below. If y'all want some more of this content or some more content coming up in the future, make sure y'all drop that down in the comments. Thank you all and have a good one.